Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. So, the players that are most likely to leave Manchester United in this January transfer window are Jesse Lingard, Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo, Odi Nagalo, Sergio Romero, Brandon Williams, because there's been rumours of him going out on loan. Daniel James could leave in this January transfer window because there's been rumours of him going out on loan. So Solskjaer's looking to offload around 6 players in this January transfer window. And it does say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will hold talks with our fringe players over our January transfer plans this week. So that's the news on that. We'll obviously get rid of players in the summer as well. Now I just want to delve into some news on Paul Pogba. So according to recent reports, Manchester United will sell Paul Pogba in the summer transfer window because we have accepted that he will not sign a new contract. Now, Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. There's been a lot of rumours of him going back to Juventus. Paul Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus. Swap deals have been high on the agenda. It did say last year that Juventus had offered us Adrian Rabiot and Aaron Ramsey in exchange for Pogba. It also mentioned that they offered us Paul Dybala and Federico Bernardeschi. And it says that Juventus are only willing to pay, £50 million for him in this January transfer window. We did say that, we will let Paul Pogba go, but we won't let him go on the cheap, and we want a world-class player in exchange. It's not guaranteed he'll leave Man United in the summer because, to his credit, since he's come back, he has made a fantastic impact. Now, Real Madrid, they've been relentlessly linked with him. Pogba made an admission earlier on this season saying that one day his dream is to join Real Madrid. PSG are interested in him still. Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Now, Paul Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola, he told 2 Sport last month that Paul Pogba's career at Manchester United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave. And he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. Then Mino Raiola made a fresh statement saying that it's unlikely he'll leave in this January transfer window, but he could leave in the summer. Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, he had an ankle injury, but Ollie confirmed that that ankle injury was totally comparison to the one that he had last season, because he was out for the vast majority of last season. Now, this is Paul Pogba's 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. He's made over 100 appearances for us in all competitions. And he's won 3 trophies at the club, and that was the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for Paul Pogba. Don't forget, during the last international break, he made quite a few comments saying that, this season has been the most difficult period in his career. And he says, like, playing for France is a breath of fresh air. And in general, he was talking about his Man United struggles this season, but reflects on them comments, he did receive a lot of criticism. And the France manager, Didier Deschamps, was talking a lot about Paul Pogba. And Solskjaer recently spoken about Paul Pogba's role at the football club. But there you go, that's the breaking news on him. Now I want to talk with you a bit more about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer our best manager since Sir Alex Ferguson retired? Now maybe Solskjaer is our best manager that we've had since Ferguson left. Well, the position that we're in at the moment, you can say, is certainly the best manager. Put the stats into circulation now. We've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson left. Moyes, he was a very, very poor manager. Moyes only endured, 10 months was it at the football club? We finished 7th under the David Moyes era, and that's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. Ferguson was obviously at the fault for recommending Moyes in the first place. So Solskjaer's certainly a better manager than Moyes was. Van Gaal, we had him for 2 years. He started well at Man United, Louis Van Gaal, and we did have some good results under him, and he did win the FA Cup, but obviously everything crumbled under Van Gaal. Obviously, we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. He did well in his first season, Jose Mourinho, because he won the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. I give you the reasons why it didn't work out under Jose Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the top players. He didn't obviously get on with the likes of Pogba, Martial and Shaw and even Rashford as well at times. He also had bad disputes with our board, and the board didn't back Mourinho enough because Mourinho made it clear to our board in the summer of 2018 that he wanted to recommend a centre-half in, and obviously Mourinho never got that centre-half in. So you can say we did appoint Mourinho in too late. In reality, we should have got Mourinho when Sir Alex Ferguson left. But to be honest with you, we've got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot of credit, because we have really, really improved. We are joint top of the Premier League with Liverpool, and you wouldn't have thought we'd have been joint top with how poor we started the season. We was poor at the beginning of last year, and we have endured bad periods under Ole. We've also got to give him credit because he has got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season at the club because he got us to 3 semi-finals, got us qualification for the Champions League, and he also got us 3rd. He has made good signings since he got appointed in as Man United manager. He's spent, over £200 million at the club. We've seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in. And I think he showed tactical flexibility in some games. It's actually come in a lot of the big games as that tactical flexibility. And we've been very, very good away from home this season. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League. And we are unbeaten in our last 10 Premier League games. And there's 4 trophies that we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the EFL Cup, we can win the Europa League, and we can also win the FA Cup. Now, it's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We've not won a trophy now for over 4 years. Like I've said to you, I'm very, very sceptical that we'll win the Premier League this season, but we are certainly in the title race. You know, Solskjaer has said that we're not in the title races yet. He says if we are still challenging at the top in March, then he'll start to believe that the title race is on. But Solskjaer says we've still got to improve to challenge for the title. But if we do win the Premier League, it will be our first Premier League title since 2013, and it will be our 21st title overall. But Solskjaer did say the change of mentality in our players has helped us get to the position that we are in. Solskjaer has learnt quite a bit at Man United because he has been Man United manager now for just over 2 years, and he has gained some managerial experience. You know, we appointed Ollie in December 2018, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We obviously give him the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. Solskjaer, I think, will still be Man United manager at the end of this season. I think we're probably going to give him another season now. If we do, that will be his 3rd full season at the club. This is his 2nd full season at the moment, like I've said. And I did say, didn't I, this was always going to be a big season for Ollie. And I've said to you, haven't I, if we win the Premier League this season, that would be absolutely remarkable. But if we don't and win another trophy and we finish in the top 4, the top 3, I think that would represent a very, very good season for Man United, and then that would give us something to build on. You know, don't forget when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. And to his credit, he has got rid of quite a lot of the deadwood. There is still deadwood though at the football club. But like I've said, we're going to get rid of more of the deadwood in this January transfer window. But the vast majority of his team is Jose Mourinho's, isn't it? You know, there's only a couple of players here now from Louis van Gaal era. There's only one player here now from the Moyes era. And there's only 2 players here now from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. You know, this January transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window at the football club. And I think the board are going to back him in this January transfer window. Because Woodward has come out several times to support Ole. And he's confident of success under Ole. But last summer, Solskjaer wasn't backed enough by the board, and quite a few times he showed his frustration towards the board. We did miss out on all of his priority targets. But the board haven't backed any of the managers that we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson left, so that's one of the main reasons why the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. You know, we've had Woodward at Man United since 2012, so he's been with us a good 8 years now. Or over 8 years. And the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. But like I said, we have got a lot of players on our agenda. Now, earlier on today, I give you the news, didn't I, on Amad Diallo Traore. Solskjaer says we are close to completing a deal for Amad Diallo Traore, and Solskjaer said he's excited to welcome him in to the club. I think Sky Sports have recently said that Atlanta want him back on loan for the remainder of the season, but we have resisted that offer. But Fabrizio Romano said that Amad Diallo Traore will join this month, and he's already received his Italian passport. We've agreed to get him for around £19 million, I think there's add-ons included, so that rises up to around £37 million. Will he immediately get into the first team, or will he go through our academy and then make his way up to the first team? I do like the way that Ollie has promoted the youth. Moises Caicedo, I think he's set to complete a transfer to Man United this week. A deal has already been agreed for him. Moises Caicedo has obviously already said that he wants to come to Man United because he said Man United are his favourite club. I think it said we agreed to get him for like 4.5 million with add-ons included. He said towards the end of last year that he was undergoing his medical and he's set to sign a 5-year contract with Man United. Moises Caicedo plays for Independiente del Valle. I think he made his debut for them around 15 months ago. He's Ecuadorian. I think he's played around 4 times for Ecuador. He's a holding midfielder and he is just the age of 19. Max Aarons, he's recently been on our agenda. I give you the news on Erling Haaland this morning. Reportedly now, Erling Haaland is Solskjaer's priority and he wants him instead of Jadon Sancho. I said it was a shame that we missed out on Erling Haaland in January last year because he would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing. Solskjaer knows Haaland well because Solskjaer was the one that gave Haaland his debut at Molde at just the age of 16. In December 2019, Solskjaer and Woodward went to meet up with Haaland in Norway, to try and get a deal over the line. But yeah, he decided to go to Dortmund. He's been at Dortmund now for like a year. Dortmund paid £17 million for him. He has got a contract with Dortmund until 2024. But it's unlikely we'll get Haaland this year anyway, but he's expected to leave next year when his £68 million release clause does become active. You already know the news on Jack Grealish, don't you? Don't forget on Friday night, after the 2-1 win against Villa, Solskjaer was talking with Jack Grealish, and some of our fans are speculating that Grealish could be on his way to Manchester United. Grealish told his friends during the summer that he was on his way to Old Trafford. Villa have said, though, that the value Grealish at £100 million, that's far too much, and during the summer, Villa said that they wanted £80 million and their valuation put us off. But I think Solskjaer's made a new centre-back his number one transfer priority. We're also looking to recommend a holding midfielder in, and don't forget we have been in search for a right-back. But I've got to say, looks like Solskjaer is bringing the good times back to Manchester United. The way with how good we have been at them recently. We certainly enjoyed very, very good times under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Ferguson enjoyed, 27 years at Man United? Won a total of 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. And I've said to you, no one will replicate his legacy at the club and no one will last as long as he did. But we are now competitive under Ollie, which is good to see. We haven't been the same team since Fergie left, let's be honest. Before Ferguson came into the equation, we was inconsistent. But it's good that Ollie, has tried a few different things at Man United. Obviously, he's tried different formations. He's made a lot of rotation in the squad. Like I said, he's given the young ones their opportunities. I've told you the thing that concerns me about Ollie, and that's his decision making, because in a lot of his games at Man United, he has made mistakes, and that's obviously cost us. Now, earlier on in the season, I was criticising Solskjaer like, oh, I was demanding him out of the club, and I was saying stuff like, he's out of his depth at Man United, and so to a lot of Man United fans, but now my perception is slowly changing on him. If this good vein of form continues, I'm going to start to believe more and more that he is the right manager for Man United. His priority is leading the club to long-term success. And like I've said to you, there's really, really good players at Manchester United, isn't there? Obviously Marcus Rashford. He's a very, very good player. He's one of our best players, is Rashford. I just think what we've got to do is keep Marcus Rashford out wide, because I think he's more effective out wide than he is centrally. But he can play well when he's playing centrally, Rashford. Rashford played very, very well against Aston Villa. He had some good chances, got some good runs in behind. Played a part in the first goal as well with a flick. So he was unlucky not to get his name on the score sheet. Marcus Rashford has been part of the club for several years. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Don't forget, he was out of injury earlier on in the season. I think he had an injury at the start of this season, and he was out with a back injury last season as well. Bruno Fernandez, he's obviously very, very good. He's our best player, is Bruno Fernandez, without a shadow of a doubt. Because he has made the difference in the team. He's certainly the best signing we've made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Fernandez has been at the football club now for almost a year. Won Player of the Month for December, but he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. A lot of Fernandez's goals have come from the penalty spot. He's also provided assists. Bruno Fernandez did say, didn't he, that he came to Manchester to win trophies, and he was disappointed that we didn't win a trophy last season. Bruno Fernandez scored from the penalty spot against Aston Villa, but he had other chances, so he could have had more than one goal. I think Edison Cavani is very good, and he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Don't forget, we got Edison Cavani on a free transfer on deadline day in the summer. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a second year. Didn't he? And I said when we got Cavani, he will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, we know that not so long ago, Cavani got a 3-match ban, and he got fined £100,000 for the racist comment that he'd put on social media last month. He put it in Spanish context, and it said gracias negreto or something like that. But it's the FA that have obviously punished him. Cavani's got 2 games now to serve because he's already served 1 game. Solskjaer was saying not so long ago, though, that Cavani's definitely a starter. And we're looking to extend his contract. And Ollie revealed the first thing that Cavani asked him when he came to the club, and that's whether he could wear the number 7 shirt. Now, I've got to give Anthony Martial a lot of credit. I think he's done very, very well recently. He's proven to be clinical. Martial scored in the Aston Villa game. Definitely Tyrone Mings was the culprit for that because he missed the header completely. Martial, though, was poor earlier on in the season because he wasn't being clinical enough. And don't forget, he got sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. So he did get a 3-match suspension. He shouldn't have been sent off, though. But Martial was very, very good last season, and he was good in his debut season under Louis van Gaal. He's been at the club now for over 5 years. Ollie was the one that gave Anthony Martial that number 9 shirt. Sometimes Martial plays out wide, and sometimes he plays up top. Played a lot. He played century a lot last season. I think Mason Greenwood's also a very, very good player. Hasn't been playing a lot though recently, Greenwood. Don't forget he had personal issues earlier on in the season, Greenwood. He had an injury and at one point he was out with illness. But Ollie has been defending him a lot this season. This is Mason Greenwood's second season in our senior squad. He's definitely the foreseeable future for Man United. And at the start of this season, we give Mason Greenwood that number 11 shirt. I think Donny Van Der Beek's a good player. That's when he plays. He seldom starts in the Premier League. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. And that was against West Ham and Southampton. He seemed to have had more opportunities in the cup games. You know, Donny Van Der Beek can play in like 3 different roles. You can put him as a box-to-box midfielder. I presume that's his predominant position. Well, it was his predominant position at Ajax. You know, you can put him as the number 10. You can put him out wide. Donny Van Der Beek. Do you think we could loan him out in this January transfer window so he can get more opportunities? Corriere dello Sport recently said that Inter Milan are looking to get him on loan in this January transfer window, and Inter Milan are considering a swap deal involving Christian Eriksen. And we've been tentatively linked with Christian Eriksen. You know, we got Donny Van Der Beek in a deal worth £40 million, paid £35 million up front, and there was £5 million in add-ons. And he's got a contract with Man United until 2025. Now, Fred's been very, very good this season. He showed good attacking intent. He's broke up the play well. I think the only thing that needs to improve is with Fred his reading of the game. He's been at the club now a few years, you know, paid £47 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. I think it was more with add-ons included, it was like 52 million. Like I said, I've been very impressed with Paul Pogba since he come back from that ankle injury. Tominway was very, very good in the Leeds game. Best game in a Man United shirt because he scored 2 goals and he also got an assist. But I've still got my element of concerns about Tominway. I think also Luke Shaw's a very, very good player as well. He wasn't so good against Villa, but that was just one poor game. He looked a bit better in the second half against Villa. My element of concern about Luke Shaw is too injury prone, isn't he? Luke Shaw's enjoyed a good 6 years or so at the club. Got him for £30 million from Southampton back in 2014. I think Alex Telles is a good player. He's enjoyed a couple of bad games since he came in, but I said to you, I still think he's going to be a very good signing for Man United, is Telles. You know, even with Telles here, you know, Luke Shaw's still getting starts, isn't he? I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought, you know, Telles was obviously going to get more starts. But don't forget, at one point, Telles actually did have COVID, didn't he? Harry Maguire, I've been very, very impressed with him in games this season where he's been very effective in the air and he showed that ability to play out from the back and he's looked good from set pieces. It's good to see him bounce back from his early season troubles because he had that incident in Greece before the start of the season, did Maguire. But he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment because we got him in a deal worth 80 million and he's our current captain. Maguire has had bad games as well. I think Eric Bailly's a very good centre-half. He started our last 4 games in a row and he's been very, very consistent. Made an imperative block in the 2-1 win against Villa. And I like the way he intercepts the ball in general and shows that ability to play out from the back, but Bailly is too injury prone, isn't he? You know, I think Victor Lindelof can be a good player when he wants to be. And Wan-Bissaka's a very good right back, but we obviously have concerns about his lack of attacking intent and his distribution, but there has been some games where Wan-Bissaka has got forward well and he's got into good positions and he's put good crosses into the box. Wan-Bissaka got the assist for Martial's goal in the 2-1 win against Aston Villa. This is his second season at Man United. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. And I've got to say, David De Gea's getting back to his best now. He's enjoyed good games this season where he's made fantastic saves and his distribution's been good. This is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United. He's been a long servant and he's made over 500 appearances for the club in all competitions. And he will remain our number one now and will remain our number one probably for the rest of this season. So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.